Barbie?
Hi, Ken.
You wanna for a ride?
Sure, Ken.
Jump in.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching if you are. So, hopefully, well, you've already read the thumbnail, but hopefully by my makeup you can tell what sort of video this is going to be. Again, this is a first on my channel. It is my first Halloween makeup look. I don't typically celebrate Halloween, but I thought it would be a really fun video to make. So, hopefully you can tell who I'm supposed to be. I have recreated Malibu Barbie's makeup, so there are so many different types of Barbies, and I chose Malibu Barbie because she actually had really beautiful makeup on. Just really huge, big, beautiful looking doll eyes, a really nude undefined lip, and then perfect looking plastic sort of skin. I originally got this idea from the most brilliant and talented Candy Can Makeup. I will link her down below. I'm sure you do already know who she is. She did an Instagram video where she did Barbie makeup, and I couldn't resist but do my own. So I hope you guys like it. Please let me know how you think I did. Give me some sort of feedback, and subscribe, like, or share. I'd really appreciate it. But if you want to see how I turned myself into Barbie, please carry on watching. Thanks guys, bye. Guys, so I just started off with my GlamoGlow Illuminating Moisturizer. We want the skin to look as plastic and perfect as possible, so I go in with a lot of moisturizing and illuminating products. I then put over top of that the Nyx Born to Glow in the bronzy shade, just to give that extra illumination, and then put on my MAC Studio Fix in NC35. This is more for an oily skin, but it gives an absolutely flawless finish, so I chose to use it. And because I had moisturized so well, moisturized my skin so well, it worked absolutely perfectly and made my skin look pretty flawless. I then took a lighter shade of the Studio Fix. I used NC20, and it just highlighted the inner perimeter of my face. Obviously this just helps perfect the sort of plastic looking skin we're after. I then went in with my favorite concealer of all time, the MAC Prolongwear. I also chose a lighter shade. Obviously wanted to do highlighting to again fake looking skin. So I put that underneath my eyes, on my chin, down my nose, and on my forehead, just the normal highlighting spots, and buffed that out with my flat kabuki brush. To set underneath the eyes, so I chose this specific palette, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, because it sets any sort of cream liquid product in place, but it leaves the skin with a bit of a sheen as well, which is obviously perfect if we are trying to achieve that plastic looking skin. I love this palette. I use it on all my brides. I then just took the darker shade and bronze / contoured my face, so I bronzed the outside perimeter of my face, as well as my cheekbones, and then went in to contour the sides of my nose, underneath my lip, which obviously myself and Barbie both need because it gives the illusion of a plumper bottom lip. And then I also roughly put this shade in the crease of my eye. Barbie's eyebrows were a lot lighter than mine, and not perfect looking, so I kind of messily filled in my brows using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow kit. I chose a lighter, more ashier tone, which is exactly the color that Barbie's eyebrows were, and then I filled them in more rounded than I usually would at the arch, because obviously this is I was mimicking the brows of Barbie. Then moving on to the eyes, I took my Wet n Wild Au Natural palette, and this is an amazing palette and so affordable. The black was super pigmented, and that's why I chose it. I just took the black and lightly put sort of a line into the crease, and then took my Tarte in the blue palette. I used the shade Rebel and just buffed the black out, as you can see I'm doing here. I did take the shadows higher than I usually would, and that's probably why it looks a little bit messy at first, but obviously I wanted to make my eyes look as big as possible, and that's why I take the shadows higher toward my brow toward my brow than I usually would. Then taking the Jaclyn Hill Hill palette, and I took that reddish brown shade and buffed the Rebel shade out, so just where the Rebel shade met my skin, buffed that out, and I blended and blended until it looked seamless. I then took this lighter sort of camel shade, again from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and buffed over all of these shadows just to sort of blend them together. Then went back in with the black shade that we started with and this tiny little blending brush, which is a lifesaver, and just intensified the black that had been unintensified with all the blending that we had done, if that makes sense. I then took MAC Prolongwear concealer and cut the crease. I find that using a more wet sort of consistency concealer whilst doing a cut crease really helped me out. I've used cream concealers before, but it was super easy because of the consistency of the Prolongwear concealer. It just glided over and made that sort of perfect straight line. Then to set the cut crease, I took a frosty white shade from the Nude Tude palette. I think it was Sexy. I would have showed you the shade, but it was the frosty white shade, and I set everything down. You will see it transfer onto the darker shades, so afterward I just went back in with a tiny little blending brush and the black again and just re-intensified just over the cut crease. Blacktrack, which is my favorite gel eyeliner ever. It's super creamy and so easy to apply. I then applied quite a dramatic wing. Again, this will just help with the illusion of larger, dull-looking eyes. And I do bring the liner into the tear duct, which you'll see in a minute as well. I then took this Essence Volume Stylist mascara and just lightly coated my eyelashes, both top, bottom and top. I was about to say bottom and top. I do apply falsies in this look, but I just wanted to prep my lashes. I then didn't have a white eyeliner that actually worked well, so what I did is I just took a cream eyeliner, dipped it into that frosty white shadow that we'd applied, and then applied that in my waterline. It's not the most comfortable feeling, but it did the job. I then just mimicked the top shadows to the bottom lash line, so I tightly applied the black shadow just underneath my waterline and then blended it out using that Rebel shade. Then for lips, so this Smudge lip liner was the perfect shade. It was a perfect light nude pink. And to my to my satisfaction, Barbie's lips are not big and voluptuous at all, so my natural lips were actually the perfect size, so I only overlined them just a tad. Then went in with Angel lipstick from MAC, which is the perfect shade and finish. It's a frosty finish, so it makes your lips look sort of plastic, which is perfect. Then, as I'm sure you saw in the previous clip, some of my foundation had rubbed off whilst we were doing our eyes, and some shadows had fallen onto the cheek. So here I am just going in with a tiny bit more concealer and just perfecting the base again. For cheeks, I went in with the Benefit Rocketeur blush. This is probably one of my favorite blushes ever. It's the perfect shade for this tutorial, light sort of pink shade, and again gives the skin a sheen. So I generously applied that because I wanted it to be quite visible. For highlight, I chose a frosty shaded or toned highlight. This is the Colourpop one, and instead of buffing it into the skin, I sort of dabbed it on top of the skin because I wanted to intensify the plastic look. I obviously just highlighted all the high points of my face. Then I popped off camera and applied some Creative Glamour false lashes, and then just blended them in using the mascara, as you can see I'm doing here. And then that was it. I just finished off with some MAC Fix Plus, and then hopefully my makeup resembles Barbie. So let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.